Maybe. Hey Mom, it's Bug. Playing some more Control. Last time, before I so rudely interrupted our gameplay, we got to hear and cleanse the control point, and we could hear that Marshall was calling to us from someplace this direction, but I didn't activate that aspect. So this was the door we came through, so you know where we are. We came in through here, if you may recall. There's all the explodey guys in the doorway, and I was forced to go left up this stairwell because this was all blocked off with deathly red light. And now that I've cleansed the control point, everything's fine. Everything's dandy. It's beautiful here. We love it. Look at all this open space and architecture. So, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Marshall.
Marshall, can you hear me?
She's
yes,
very cool.
I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jessie Faden. I'm coming to help.
Faden? Hold on. I'm sending the elevator for you. We need to talk.
You got that right.
And the reason I put this off is because that immediately spawns Hiss.
Really?
I'm waiting for the elevator, basically. This is one of those stay alive until the elevator shows up kind of moments. And there are those explodey ones, and I hate these explodey ones. They are the worst. I think they only spawn in front of me is the good news, but it's just, it's stressful, man. There's actually some aim assist on this game because I'm playing it with a controller, which is theoretically harder to do than to play it with a computer mouse and keyboard. So they try to make your life easier for you by making it easier to see what's going on and aim assisting the controller a bit, but it's still stressful for me. So, this is my favorite elevator in the game. Okay, so you kind of remember where we are, right? We're in parapsychology, and we're getting in an elevator, and it's going to take us someplace, and I'm going to show you what it does on the map, because there's a door on each side, right?
Knows all the Bureau's secrets.
Freaks you out.
Marshall, especially. Does she know what happened to Dylan?
The fuck is with this elevator? Yes, that's what the elevator did. It took me from the little parapsychology elevator to this spot. It's a horizontal elevator. It moves diagonally. I love this game.
Waiting for you in the luck lab.
I was so unprepared for that the first time I played. So we're back in Central Research. We just left Central Research through a doorway down there. Yeah, we left through a doorway down there, and to the, about where the cursor is on the bottom floor, and it took us here, because Central Research is fucking confusing, basically. There's another control point here. Again, this is mostly for fast travel because obviously we just had the other control point. This is so we can get around from place to place easily. And this is the highest control point actually in Central Research. So pretty much for the rest of the game, whenever I need to get anywhere in this area, I can just control point to here and then carefully jump to where I need to go. So we're going to meet Marshall. Marshall's cool. It's going to be a little text heavy this time because I have to talk to her.
Congratulations on your appointment, Director Faden. I'm Helen Marshall, head of Bureau Operations. Zachariah's dead then, and I assume you found his gun.
Just call me Jessie. Trench told me to find you. He said you could help.
And he told you this through the hotline. Makes sense.
None of this phases her? Really?
Here's the situation. Darling created the HRAs in a lab nearby. We need more if we're gonna survive this attack. My rangers can't secure the lab alone, not against those things. We need more firepower.
At least she seems to know what's going on here. She could know about Dylan.
She's the best character in
I
the game.
can clear out the Hiss. I'll be your firepower.
Not the best. I love all of them equally. I love literally every character in this game equally.
Darling has systems in place to protect his labs. This should help you get past them. We'll talk more after you clear out the Hiss.
Yet again, we get to hear about how Darling's a pain in our ass.
Rangers, let her through.
So this is kind of an interesting area that I can't explore just yet. She gave me a security pass, so I can get a little further, but I don't have a level 5 security clearance, so I can't get in there. I'm going to get one soon, I think. But this is luck and probability, and it's all there's the lucky cat, and elephant statue, and there's a 4-leaf clover, and the horseshoe. So it's kind of interesting. There's a little blip there that the Hiss turned the house into a threshold. Thresholds are places where it says other dimensions leak into this dimension. That's how kind of Darling describes them in one of the presentations. And they're saying the Hiss turned the house into a threshold. I think, and there's that evidence that we see earlier, that Earth is a threshold, and that the house is outside of it. And the reason that it's so easy to lock the house down during this whole process is because it's not on Earth. So, this is kind of a pain in the butt. There's a health guy somewhere down there, you know, one of those spheres that I hate so much. And I have to find him and take it out. Luckily, there's some other rangers distracting with his guards, because otherwise I would be surrounded while doing this, and I hate trying to take these guys out in a big open room while surrounded by other enemies. But that wasn't so bad. I missed him the first 5 times. It's embarrassing. Where are you? There you are. Yeah. Okay, and then I think once I wipe out this wave, it's going to spawn some explodey boys. I swear I think it spawns explodey boys. So I'm going to get up here where I can see them coming a little bit better. Sometimes a point of elevation is useful because you can see your enemies coming at you. Sometimes it's a terrible plan because you're just exposed. Is there more? There must be another. Somewhere. Maybe I have to come down to get it to spawn. Somebody's got to be around here somewhere. Oh! I didn't even see you there, buddy. Well, I'll deal with that later then. That probably spawned the second wave then. Yep, sure enough. There's my second wave. Oh god, I hate these guys so much. Just run away. Just run away. Run the fuck away. You're gonna sneak up on you, because they don't make as much noise as some of their brethren, and they're not shooting you. You're just kind of like, silent, sneaky. Fucking deadly as hell. But running in circles does work. But one of the ways you can tell when they're gone is the control point will start having that little circle, so I can tell that I must have cleared them out. So now I can clear the control point. I think one of these I know glitches. And, yep, this is the one. And an enemy spawns mid trying to clear out the control point. So now it's a semi-boss battle. I wouldn't call this like a real boss battle, but it's like an almost boss battle. And like I said, using these projectiles does a lot of damage to his shield, which helps me get through to his health, because that is notoriously hard to do. So there are some FBC agents around me that are helping me shoot and helping me defend against this guy, but they're not that useful, honestly. They did some good there. Quite a bit of damage. I don't really want to die. I don't really want to deal with dying right now, so I think I'm just going to run through some of this health and try to recover a little bit, and then I'll take him down. Take that guy down. See, this is what I mean by the Bureau agents are not straight. He's right there. He wasn't shooting him. He was right on his ass. AI programming's not amazing. That's okay. We like him anyway. That's okay. I couldn't see the guy who's in the corner earlier, so I can't really complain. Okay, we were coming over here so I could open this darn safe. Sometimes I get so frustrated with games because I just really want to explore and you can't always... Oh, I have to clear the room before I can get in here. Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that was a thing, that I have to clear the room before I can get into this safe room. I'm assuming the architecture in there will change and allow me in once I clear the area. So let's find out. I guess I've never opened that safe door before cleaning this room. This is a really pretty room too. Very green. Central Research is just the whole research department is very green. They got plants. Isn't it pretty? Way up there, those are all planter boxes dripping green down. I love it. Okay, So the big yellow stripes here make me think of the Ocean View Hotel, like, pull thing so you can get into the hotel. What's it called? The light switch. Makes me think of the light switch every time. And I'm just like, oh, is it another Ocean View section? No, it's not. You were psyched out by large yellow luminous lights. Damn. Alright, what's this lore say? Threshold Kid's proposal. Oh, fucking, yeah. So, the recent arrival of Blank, there are certain glaring gaps in the Bureau's ability to educate and raise a Blank. There are no other Blank for Blank to play with, and Blank is expected to learn frightening new concepts. Blank will require slow, Blank-friendly introduction to preternatural concepts. With this in mind, allow me to introduce the Threshold Kids, a television show in which a cast of cheerful puppets explain the dangers of living at the Bureau, but also show the fun side of the preternatural. Budget would be minimal. I took a few puppet-making courses at my local community center. We can have research staff build the sets, record the footage, and even do the voices. It'll be good for morale, and I guarantee Blank will respond to it positively to these videos. We can't expect a Blank to enjoy lectures and people in lab coats, but television has proven for years Blank love puppets. It's kids love puppets. Kids love puppets. It's about your brother. So let's see, what do we have here? Maybe Ashtray Maze was the new one? I guess. It was telling me there was a new hotline, but I didn't see any red dots, so I'm betting it was the first one I was on, which was the Ashtray Maze. This is the one that, like I said, just explains that it's a maze that you can reset and only let certain people through. I love it.
Power.
It was unfortunately bound to Trench, and Trench is dead, so like I said, it's going to be kind of hard to get through the maze.
Smoking there forever have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the Binder, and those the Binder invites, can ever pass through.
That's a powerful object.
The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection I could bring to the table. The maze, hands down, is our strongest lock. I gave Darling and his chosen crew license to pass through the maze. Lately, I've started to think I should revoke that license.
So there's something evil and shady hidden in the Ashtray Maze that Darling was studying in dimensional research, and we should be concerned, I suppose, is the lesson here. And Trench, near the end, did not trust Darling. Things get weird real fast. Trench and Darling started to unwind near the end there. So here's a normal elevator. We'll take this to the top floor. I think it just gives us a nice view of the building. Oh, sorry, I have to close it on the door I came in on, and then it'll open on this side when we're done. This just gives us a nice view of the room. And it's kind of cool. There's some little hidden areas like this that aren't, like, super important, but are kind of fun to get to. There's a little secretarial section here. Carla, file received. Oh, this is rather cute. There's two reports. One from Carla to, I can't remember the other kid's name. One from Vaughn to Tan and one from Tan to Vaughn. And he totally has a crush on her, and she does not care. And they're the two helpers you see in the Dr. Darling presentations. There's a cute little, like, throwaway romance going on in the background that she's just like, oh, that's nice, bye now. This is another little secretarial room, and then an overseer's kind of office with another file on it. That's rituals. Now, this is an interesting insight. So, turns out that a lot of the objects of power like being kind of like worshipped, sort of. So this is a report compiled by Emily Pope by order of Casper Darling. Obsessive compulsive disorder, hoarding, anxiety disorders. While certain manifestations of these conditions are simply a result of mental illness, sometimes the individuals are simply performing blank called rituals. The blank rituals can vary. Numerology, extreme logic, forfeiture, verbal formula, repetitive action, and causal tethering are just some of the procedures involved. Some rituals are consistent, such as pulling the light switch cord 3 times to enter the motel, but some are erratic. While most people engage in minor rituals every day, the vast majority do not understand the importance behind their actions. Avoiding disaster, amassing luck, or simply locating lost keys are all the results of daily rituals. Individuals who recognize a deeper meaning behind these compulsive actions are inherently aware of the preternatural world and, when located, should be considered for employment at the Bureau. So it's just saying that, like, ritualistic stuff works for whatever reason. We're not sure why. And this is our lovely view of this room that I adore. It's a really nice room. Anyway, we'll go back down. I'd like to jump out that window, But unfortunately, I would break my ankles and die. So I guess we'll just have to take the damn elevator. Soon, I swear, soon I'm going to be able to levitate, and it's going to be so good. You're going to see what I mean. The map just changes. It's just so flipping cool. So we're going up this direction. There was actually a couple exits to this room. There was one on the right there in that corner, and if we look at the map, sure enough, that would lead us to where we came into the Central Research Department. That was that doorway that I said was one of the first ones that gets blocked off. Over on our left, we have a second department. It's actually, I want to say, Synchronicity, but it's locked up for me right now because I don't have a high-level key card. So we'll just go this way. Let's see, is there anything interesting? Just some kind of stuff. So this is an optional mission that I could take. If I hold down one of the buttons on my controller, I can activate it, and then when I activate that, I have a certain amount of time to go kill a bunch of hiss. I'll skip that for now, because I die a lot during those. They're significantly harder than the rest of them. This is a rubber ducky. It's a creepy-looking ass rubber ducky. That digital tearing effect is just on the ducky, you notice. He's something fucking weird. This door shows is locked, whereas the other offices have doors that are actually sealed shut. So I could actually get in here later.
Altered item number
And this is about the ducky.
AE analysis, session 2. I will begin by introducing various stimuli to the item. First, a low voltage electric shock. No response.
It's rubber. You're
Next,
fine.
I will introduce heat via a standard Bunsen burner.
You're lucky you didn't melt it. I think it would have been pissed.
No response. Next, a series of solutions will be applied, each with a different value on the pH scale, from 0 to 14.
Takes a second. Yes, 14 solutions. It's going to take her a bit to do that.
No response to any value. Next, I will attempt to communicate. Can you understand me? Can you understand my words? Quack if you can understand my words. No response. This concludes session 2. We'll need time to prepare further tests.
That duck just doesn't want to do anything. I love him, though. He's a good duck. Actually, he drives
This way
me
to the
crazy.
lab?
You can
Okay.
see Polaris is leading us there.
You must like these HRAs. Sounds like Darling built them. And most of the things around here.
Yes, he did.
If Marshall can't help us with Dylan, he's our next best bet. Assuming he's not dead. Or taken over by the hiss.
Funny. So here we have, okay, so this is a lock code system, and I'm just going to apologize in advance. I suck at this. So there's essentially 4 directions on here, and I have to figure out how to unlock it by matching the pattern that you see on the paper and creating it with the 4 directional buttons on my game controller. So what I mean is if I press up, it does this. If I press up again, it does this. If I press right, it does this. If I press right again, it does this. And as you can see, the little square in the middle is in the wrong place. So I have to press left. Oh my god, I got it on the first try. That's fine. That never happens. This is the
You let me
HRA
hear.
lab.
Any idea how to make it work?
So Polaris wants us to try to make the machine work. And it does fucking nothing. No surprise.
Hello again, Director. It appears we have a new problem. We need to get the HRA machine working.
I've replaced a couple of spark plugs, but this looks a bit more complicated.
I feel like she
Darling
walks
must
like her
have had a
legs
system.
are tired. Like
Randomness
she's
isn't
an
in
older
his
woman.
nature.
I like
Punch
her.
cards, the symbols, the terminals. How do they connect?
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, I kind of remember this puzzle, not by heart. I have to pick up these punch cards from all over the office, which are these polyagonal images. Oh, Blackrock prisms. Okay, quick note. Blackrock prisms are unique formations of Blackrock distinct in both their shape and potency. While the density of Blackrock dampens preternatural forces, the unique blank structure of the prism retains frequencies in the range of blank to blank hertz with perfect blank harmonization. This report analyzes the findings of focusing a blank through the harmonized prisms on a blank, methods for imprinting non-physical fields, imbuing them with the properties of harmonized resonance. Blank in the prism will be explored and explained. Compiled by Casper Darling. So he wrote that himself. he's been exploring what these black rock prisms do exactly. So you'll notice all of the symbols that we're using are like hexagonal. Actually, entertainingly enough, they're kind of hexagonal, kind of look like tesseracts. Like that right there in the corner, it's a hexagonal representation, but if you look at it in the right angles, it's actually also a tesseract, which is like a cube within a cube, which is a whole other really cool science nerd type thing. I want like 80 of them. But if you look at them from the right angles, they're also these hexagonal objects. Or if you were to say polyhedrons. That's unimportant and geeky. So this is actually a note that tells me how to unlock this puzzle. So there's several blackboards. So the first one is definitely the first on this list. The second and third we don't know, and the fourth one is the fourth on this list. So this is the fifth terminal. This is the fourth terminal, so the card I want to use is the fourth one in this line. So that's what the sides and the right side are blacked out. So that is this one here, right? And it looks like the first one, I'm going to call that umbrella logo. So when I go downstairs, I'm going to find the first terminal and plug in the umbrella logo looking one. And they all have a number written on the side. So that's 5. This is 1. And I said it was the umbrella logo, right? Yep, umbrella logo. Okay, super. Then I just have to figure out the other 3. So this one says umbrella logo, yes. The fourth one, oop. Well, now it's fucking with me because it's telling me the fourth one's different than the fourth one I saw up there. But it says there's a feedback loop?
Each punch
I don't know.
card should correspond to a terminal.
Oh, shut up, Marshall. Okay, so this one says the black cube's on the right and the single black square's on the left, but it's flipped. So I'm betting the black cube is number 2. And this, let's see, where's number 2? Number 2. So number 2 should be the all black in the center cube. Yeah, that one. Okay. So then number 3, because it says these are, see how it says they're flipped? So number 3 should be just the little black square. Where is number 3? That's this one. Yep, that looks like that, which means that number 5 must be this one. We'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, I'll just have to try it again. Looks like it worked. Great, everything's awesome. This is going to work perfectly. It'll be a cinch. We'll just have all these awesome HRAs that we can produce and distribute evenly through all of the people, and it'll save the day. It'll be great. What could possibly go wrong? Of course it went wrong. Everything goes wrong.
The prism shattered. Darling's prototypes have... We need more black rock prisms to make this machine work. Darling has another lab down in the black rock processing site and maintenance. That must be where he keeps the prisms.
I've been to maintenance already. I can find my way.
But how long will that take? Nothing here is simple.
It's a
I need to ask her now.
It's a video
before I
game,
go.
Jesse. You just don't know it yet.
I need something from you first. What do you know about Dylan Faden?
I knew this was coming. Lives are at stake here, and we need this machine working to save those lives. Once that is done, Director Faden, then we can talk.
She's right. As much as I don't want to admit it,
She's very pragmatic.
I'm the only one who can help.
Fine. I'll get the prisms first.
Dylan will have to wait just a little longer.
But don't call me Director. Jesse is fine.
I'll call you Faden. Here, you'll need this keycard.
Thanks. Emily Pope has set up a base in Executive. Once I have the prism, I'll meet you there.
Right. I'll move out immediately. And keep an eye out for Darling. Finding him might be the key to stopping the hiss.
Yet again, we have to try to find Darling. You're going to
It's
see
just
that it
one
becomes a
large
recurring
scale
theme that this is
HRA.
not going to happen.
It's there now. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance. That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us and keeping us from being wiped out.
I never never really thought about the fact that some of those videos that we see Trench watching are videos that we've seen the entirety of, and they're really sad and dark. Like, if you actually watch that video, it's kind of depressing. Darling's losing his fucking mind, and shit's not going well, and he is miserable. And he admits basically that he thinks that the world's going to end very shortly, and he's just trying to do, like, damage control on that. And it didn't occur to me that Trench saw that. Like, it just didn't click to me that if we're watching Trench watch the video, either we're watching Trench watch the video in as much as Trench is dead and he could never watch the video, or Trench actually saw that video, in which case he knew that his best friend was losing his mind and going crazy. Made doubly sad by the fact that by the end of the game, they're kind of on different sides for this shit. Anyway, we're back in Central Research. Everything is beautiful and pretty again. Let's see. That is where my control point was after I walked around. I said this is my main control point up at the top. You can actually see the lights of some of the good guy guardsmen up there. Once I leave this area, they'll move out and they'll no longer be in it, but they're currently in it because Marshall and her crew have not moved out yet. So I can actually run along there, jump down through that window, and get up there if I ever need back in this area. You'll note that there are a couple little windows that are not accessible or are higher up than that. Well, those are certainly cool, and I definitely didn't notice them until I had Levitate and wanted to get up there. I cannot wait to have Levitate again. I'm telling you, it's the best. But we don't have it yet, so I'm going to go back to maintenance, I guess. So we'll get back in the elevator, and it's saying go to the search for the Blackrock processing in maintenance. I guess I'll just go to the maintenance sector. There's 2 elevators in maintenance. Again, this elevator shaft is not fully vertical because I can show you where the maintenance elevator is and then where the maintenance access elevator is, and they're not vertically on the same space. They're horizontal from one another. They're like all the way across the map. So I don't know how the elevator connects both of them, other than the fact that the oldest house is weird, basically. Man, I feel like I should have already found some explanations of the oldest house in a presentation that explains why it looks like this. I just can't remember where it would be. So I'll have to go through and see where that could have been lost. But I think it's super interesting. I like the idea of non-Euclidean geometry, frankly. It doesn't make sense in rational space. There's a kind of Lovecraft vibe to that. I think that's where I learned the term non-Euclidean geometry, because I didn't realize that Euclidean geometry is what you learned. But I thought it was so cool that there's the idea that there's, forms of math that are not the traditional forms of math.
Marshall knows something about Dylan. Is he here? Is he all right? HRAs first. They'll help save everyone, including Dylan. Once
So as you
I
can
find
see,
him.
there's still quite a bit of this area that I
keep
have
him
not
safe?
unlocked.
Like you do with me?
And I like how Polaris actually responds to your questions like, glitter. So it says NCS power plant. I'm trying to figure out where I need to go. I need to go to the Blackrock processing, right? And didn't we see that? I swear we said that was the training, and there was something like, oh, hey, look, Blackrock processing. Sure enough, that's us. Let's go this way. Oh, yeah, this is that giant asshole guy that I really didn't want to deal with. I remember this. Just go left. Killed him last time. I don't want to deal with him again. Okay. So there's these giant spinning rotor things up there, and if I go down here, they're just above me. They're very loud, so I apologize in advance, but you're probably not going to be able to hear me as well in this room as some of the other ones. I tried messing with the volume, though. I did. I gave it my best shot. So, are you really... Fuck off. The fuses make the giant spinning rotator things rotate, so if I pull the fuses, they stop rotating. I always forget that I have that skip across space move. Alright, if we look over here, looks like there's another level of this. Let's go ahead and pull the fuses here as well. Nope. I want that rock, I wanted that fuse. And let's see. Looks like I need 2 fuses to open. There's a doorway over there. I can just barely see that. But I need 2 fuses to open it, so I gotta find one. Well, take the shortcut. Can I pick up one of you from here? Yeah, that's what I thought. And run it all the way around up here. I don't know if they're fuses. I mean, they look more like generators, if anything, like they're little local generators. But how the fuck that would work, I don't know. So I called them excuses. Alright, you see that door open. So now I can jump from these rotary blades across, and now I'm in here. Super. Doesn't that yellow light look maybe like there's that light switch? Love the light switch. Okay, so I can go over there, but it looks like the bridge is out, right? And actually, if I explored downstairs, you would have seen that in the downstairs area, it leads to that bridge, and you can walk to the edge of it, and you can see that there's a big gap between the bridge and the other side. So you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do about that? You notice there are other bridges, and you can get to those, but a lot of those doors do not open. And again, you would need to be able to levitate, wouldn't you? Rule of threes. Bam! Ocean View Motel. God, I love the Ocean View Motel. It is so cool. And like I said, I've seen lots of hotels like this. You can almost smell the musty carpet smell of this hotel. But most of the ones I stayed at were outdoor access, not indoor access. So you don't get the same scent. So, all right, again, it's rule of threes, 3 doors, 3 pulls. Oh.
I don't think anyone's there, honey. Come on, we'll go to that motel we passed a while back.
So there's someone outside. You can't get to them. You can't open the door. You can't fire your gun. You don't even have your gun. You can hear that they're out there, but it doesn't tell you anything. So frustrating. And you can see some of these signs. Washington, America Airlines. See America. Anyway. All right, so let's tap the bell and see what's in the first room for us. So this room looks pretty normal. Looks pretty boring. Everything looks fine. Okay. Let's go to the next room. Sometimes you got to compare them a couple times and figure out what's going on. What's the next room got going on? All right. I see. Everything is movable, so I can change where the radio is. I can straighten the painting. I can move the potted plant. I can squish the chair in or out. Well, I couldn't do any of that in the first room, right? So I'm betting I have to match all 3 rooms so they look the exact same. And they probably all have to look like the first room. And the first room's the only one. Oh, it opens both of them at once. Okay, so I can see both of them at once. So this one, chair is out, radio is to the right, straight, and the potted plant's to the left. Okay, so chair is out, radio is to the right, straight, and the potted plant is to the left. Okay, I think that was right? Potted plant's to the left. Is that what I did? No. Left. Okay, let's try hitting the bell again, see what happens. Oh, it opened the 3rd door. Okay, so now I can match the 3rd door and the 2nd door. So that's, oh, it worked. That's all I needed to do. There's my key. Okay, so you can see it's like a key, and you can just barely tell there's a black pyramid key fob attached to it. Which makes sense, because I'm going to go ahead and take it to the black pyramid room. That's always my exit. And I really want to know what's in the other rooms, don't you? Like, don't you want to know, if the black pyramid's home, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? It's a copyright symbol, for God's sakes. And if the black pyramid's home, what's the upward white pyramid? What does that mean? I need to know. All right, pull this 3 times, and all it didn't move us this time. All it did was it extended the bridge. I love the idea of that. You leave an area and you like open a path, and the path you open is literally just a bridge that extended. Why not? So if I go this direction, it's just going to allow me to jump down into one of the rooms here, so I can more easily get my ass handed to me. That's really what's going to happen. Oh, I killed that guy. That's nice. Oh, I didn't kill that guy, though. He spawned right in front of me, didn't he? So we were already in here, remember, and we wrecked this joint because of that big guy. There must be somewhere in here a health delivering dude. As long as I can one-shot these guys, it doesn't matter. But I can't one-shot this guy. There's the health guy. Fucker, I swear to God, I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Kind of had to get him into a safe space so I could be away from other things. I definitely need the health from those dudes I killed, though, because I did not do a great job keeping myself alive. Okay. Now, where is my jerk face? Oh, where did the jerk face go? Oh, well, that doesn't matter. He can shoot me through the window, but I can't shoot boxes at him through it. I mean, that's fair. Boxes are bigger than bullets, I guess. So now this room is just moot. All that security glass All for nothing. All right, let's go through. So this is the fire break, right? So I don't think we've read about these, but if BlackRock insulates against foreign intrusions, it prevents, it's like a paranatural lead. I think that's what Casper said. Paranatural lead. If it insulates, then these fire breaks are literally just 2 walls of BlackRock, floor to ceiling, and God knows how deep they go. We can't even see it. Lined with these BlackRock stones on either passage, so that anything that's on one side can't get to the other. And I
Okay,
just
we
love
need
that.
to find a way to BlackRock processing. That's where Marshall said we'd find a prism.
Look at all the files and goodies in that room. I want in that room so bad, and I don't think I have a level 5 key card, do I? No, I don't. I want those goodies. All right, well, let's settle for this file first. Atlas theory. And it says, the Atlas is a physical expression created by the oldest house. Its purpose and function are currently unknown. The specific shape and dimension of the Atlas seem to indicate more explicit purpose than the oldest house's usual walls, floors, or shifts. The Atlas changes form, but resists observation when doing so. No visual observation has been made during its change. It only ever occurs between frames when monitored by surveillance cameras. The previous theory was that the change corresponds to the house shifts and that the Atlas is a blank of the blank itself. However, since the shape changes do not occur at the same time as the building shifts, which makes this theory doubtful. Structurally, the Atlas is made of the same blank material as the rest of the oldest house. Further observation will hopefully aid in its discovery purpose. I feel like I find this every time, and I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. What the fuck is the Atlas? I don't even know. I have no recollection of that. So this is about the rubber ducky, and this is the video we saw briefly of Darling explaining the resonance from Hedron is going to protect us all. Hotline has a new board subject. So let's see what the board has to say. Objects of power are holders /665. To the other /blessing. We hold the reign /law. We are failing in translating hyperreal concepts. Secret /instructions will be lost. Ignore this message. That might be my favorite message from the board, because you're just like, what? What? You guys aren't helpful. What? Why would you send me that? That wasn't useful. And it kind of tells you something about the board. It tells you that they're definitely not infallible. Like, they are a little weird and fucked up. They're extra-dimensional beings, but they're not gods, and they sometimes just can't explain their thought process to people. It's really tough. That's actually the direction I want to go, because that door's locked, and I'm going to go back up here because I'm an idiot. I'm going to go down there, but first, I'm going to go over here, because I think there's a goodie. Yeah. All right. And now I can go back over to the other side. So that door's locked, so I can't get through, so I'm going to drop down from the second story into that room, because I'm cheap. When in doubt, just ninja your way around the office, right? So now I can open this door from this side. And that way it's easy to get in and out. And sounds like there's some shit going down over here, don't there? Sounds like there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Sounds like there might be a bunch of SBC agents who just are having a bad day. So you notice he's got a lot less health than the last one of those fuckers we saw. And that's because they come in like various sturdinesses, I guess. Various levels of difficulty, depending on what they're needed for. Are they just like a difficult enemy for the room, or are they a boss for the room? And this guy's just a difficult enemy for the room. Oh, I got hit in the face with a rocket. Let's try not to do that again, huh? Ah, what did I just say? Literally, just a moment ago I said, let's try not to do that again. Really appreciate it if nobody hits me in the face with a rocket. Thank you. God, sometimes you just have to be so explicit with your instructions to these idiots. So I can claim the control point now and make the room relatively safe. It's already relatively safe because I killed everything. So I'm just looking around. Okay, nothing fun. Let's claim the control point. Oh no, we're not done yet, huh? Is somebody alive? How about now? Now we're done. Now we have the little circle. Alright, it's gonna drop that wall, hopefully. You can't quite tell if that wall is like made of concrete or ethereal nothingness. It's impossible to tell. Ah, we have an Arish. My other favorite. I mean, they really are all my favorites. I love all of these idiots equally. This is a box, and I want to say a Dr. Darling presentation.
During an AWE investigation, our agents
in the
discovered
hotel. Yeah.
a light switch cord in a Butte bungalow closet. They pulled the cord and were instantly transported to the Ocean View Motel and Casino. Dream like this. Inside, they found a door marked
Maybe my
with
favorite
an
scene in the game.
black pyramid. And just like that, it led back to the oldest house, some 2,000 miles from Montana. Now we're finding the cord in increasing numbers throughout the Bureau. Somehow the two places, they became in tune to each other. The actual physical location of the Ocean View is a mystery. Stepping beyond its walls has so far proven impossible. A place of power, like the oldest house.
Cool. That's why I like the Ocean View Hotel. It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. It's my favorite. Alright, we're gonna go talk to Arish in just a second here, but first I'm just gonna double check this room doesn't have anything cool. Oh, look, a box! Okay, now I leave. Arish, buddy,
Glad to see
dude,
you're
pal.
still you.
My favorite security officer. The only security
Thanks for
officer.
bringing down that-
Your boss is dead. Not yet.
Whatever the fuck that was.
I'm gonna kill him in a bit here, but he's gonna
We're
be
barely
dead.
holding on here, boss. How's the situation outside maintenance?
What do I tell him? The truth is harsh, but these people seem familiar with death.
The hiss are everywhere. Most of the Bureau is lost. We need Black Rock Prism to make more HRAs for any survivors in the safe rooms. I'm here to check Darling's Black Rock lab.
So to recap, death, disaster, and imminent destruction. Another day at the FBC. Well, Darling's lab is just past BlackRock processing. I got good news and I got bad news on that front. Good news is, it's right down the hall. Bad news is, a hiss monster has decided to move in, so that's great.
Monster.
That's what the Rangers said. The ones that survived, anyway. But we are just treading water here, and the hiss keep coming. Salvador would know what to do, but apparently he took a security team into the containment sector just before the lockdown happened, and, well, no one's seen him since. But hey, at least we got you, our fearless leader.
They shouldn't rely on me.
No pressure.
They don't know me. They don't know how I've failed people.
You've done a good job here, Arish, but you should take your people and get to the base in Executive. You can regroup there. I'll go deal with this monster. I'm getting kind of used to them.
Aye, aye, Faden. And be sure to put a bullet in that thing for me.
That's why I love Arish. Alright, we've got an audio tape here.
Ranger Squad Charlie 7 returned from an expedition
Oh,
into
this
the
is
quarry
just
threshold
kind of silly.
just after 0500 Zulu. Can you please state your names and describe the purpose of your expedition?
I'm gonna go over this. Marsh. This is from this is from Marshall to Salvador. So this is from Marshall, head of operations, to Salvador, Arish's boss, who I just told you is going to be dead soon. It's fine. Have you noticed the recent tension between Trench and Darling? They've been acting odd lately. Trench concerns me the most. His sudden hostility towards Darling's project is very unlike him. He was the one to approve all this Hedron research in the first place. But after Darling unveiled those HRAs, he was livid. Personally, I don't see any reason not to equip Bureau staff with additional protective device, especially if it's not as strong as Darling says. Not if it's as strong as Darling says. What do you make of this? Have you seen anything from either of them that strikes you as odd? Let's talk in person before the next Bureau heads meeting. So Marshall, this is why I love her. She's so fucking smart. She picked up on it. She immediately knew that there was something wrong between Darling and Trench. And she was trying to warn Salvador of it and talk to him about it at some point, but I'm assuming they didn't get to that meeting before the shit hit the fan. This is just kind of some snarky Rangers debriefing and fucking with the person who's debriefing them by saying that there was a mermaid. It's dumb. this is also Arish talking about having to get everybody stable so that they can move out because they're leaving the area. Arish is kind of a badass commander. He's just like, nope, we're getting everybody stable, we're moving everybody out, nobody else is dying on us. Which is a good thing, because we come in here, and I'm pretty sure it ends up being full of corpses. Yeah, corpses. Oh, I don't know how to get back there yet. Okay, that's fine. Dead dude. More dead dudes. Dead dudes abound. More dead
Arish
dudes.
wasn't kidding about that monster.
Yeah, the ranger said there was a monster. Just fucking listen to the rangers, right? More dead dudes. I don't think there's anything over... Oh, there's a file! Swan boat procedures. This is about an altered item that is a swan boat. It's just a nasty swan boat. It ejects... That's right. It spits people out of it when they try to ride in it. Just unpleasant swan boat. Somewhere here. This is a level 5 security clearance, which I do not yet have. I think I get it in just a second. Here's the good news.
You showed me the HRA when I first got here.
But this
and
is
the machine
the first of a
them.
very shitty enemy.
Can you help me find a prism?
Okay, so that looks like important, right? Like there's a box over there, and it's like it's glowing red, and the doorway is blocked off. Like I can't do anything, so I've got to go over here to this box, and it looks like it's full of something. I don't know. It's got an FBC seal on it. It's all broken open, so I'm gonna stick my arm inside.
What the fuck?
And then that thing fucking spawns. This is maybe the most annoying enemy in the game. I swear to you, it's invisible. Yes, it is actually flippin' invisible until I shoot it. So I have to figure out where it is. It gives this rainbow hue, which is my only hint of where it is. But all it does is it runs up to you and it like spews projectiles at you, and they kick my fucking butt every time. But if you shoot it enough, it doesn't ever get there.
Hurry up and find Darling's lab.
It's actually kind of a cool character model. You can get into a photo mode in this game where you can like pause the game and really zoom in on things to take pictures of them, which is very cool. When you get into photo mode and look at that thing, it actually looks like it's like a woman, like a businesswoman who was wearing like a skirt and high heels, and her torso has just ripped open to make these giant wings. So all you can really make out on her is that she has arms and nice legs, and that's it. Alright, so this is a file on BlackRock. BlackRock has allowed the Bureau to make great strides in containment procedures since it was first discovered. The report will examine how its very structure comprised of blank density that nullifies all resonance within blank to blank hertz. Bureau innovations that incorporate BlackRock will be analyzed most notably by fire breaks, feats of engineering designed to contain any future outbreaks, attacks, or other internal threats. The goal of this report is to encourage Bureau staff to explore further innovations using BlackRock, as work in that field has been markedly slowed in recent years, by order of Casper Darling. Well, Emily wanted to make it fucking knives, and he wouldn't let her, so, I mean, I guess he didn't care that much. There is another presentation going on.
Dimensions leak in. We call these areas thresholds. The quarry is one of the more stable thresholds in the maintenance sector. That's where BlackRock comes from.
You heard that too, right?
Dimensional matter.
BlackRock comes from a threshold quarry. So the prisms must be there too.
Think of it as preternatural
lead.
Our research involves many dangerous things we absolutely need to keep in check. That's what the BlackRock line fire breaks are about. The panopticon container cells.
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, but I need the code for the quarry elevator.
Oh, Emily. The codes. BlackRock 665. Neighbor of the Beast. Get it? We can do that again.
Cool. Now I've got the code to the elevator. Thanks. They're not so good at the security here. Okay, no. I just picked up...
This should get us into the quarry.
Darling security pass, right. I think if I look... I can't actually see that, but I think I can see what level my security pass is at any given time. Nope. Wrong button. Keep trying. Oh, I swear I thought it said in here somewhere what level my security pass was at. Wait, there it is. Clearance level 5. So now I can go back and get all those 5s. Which is cool. I can also unlock this door. But wait, there's an upstairs. I'm gonna go check it out. Bet it has something shiny in it. Yep, sure enough, there's a box. And that's it. It is just a box. And some really cool lighting effects and props and stuff. Okay, so let's head back down and we're going to go into the Black Rock Quarry. Yeah. Black Rock Quarry, level 2. Black Rock Processing, level 1. I'm currently on level 1. Let's go to level 2.
Everything here is crazy. Weird, but it feels right. Like how the world should be. I am in an infinite building leading to different dimensions, and I never want to leave. Even with all the horror, I'm happy. It feels sane. Just the right kind of inside.
At least Jessie is aware that she's a little weird and fucked up. At least she knows. She's a little weird and fucked up. I think if I go this way, it says NCS control room. This actually, yeah, leads to a doorway that pisses me off, I think, because it cannot be opened at any point throughout the entire freaking game. So this freaking doorway, if I go down here, there's a box, right? And there's a locked door, and I can't unlock the door. And you think, oh, you go to the other side. No, we've been to the other side. Been to the other side, and that doorway does not open from either side, and it bothers me. I don't know why. If you had it open from this side, that would have been fine. But no, they didn't want it to open from either direction, I guess. So, let's go this direction. Black Rock Quarry. Level 5 clearance. I go up even more. Let's see, it's saying Black Rock Quarry is this floor, right? Oh, this was the This was the elevator where I was like, I can't get out of here. I don't know where I need to go. Oh, it leads to a locked door. Well, this is the locked door. And now I have a level 5 security clearance and I can just walk right through. And we're back in the NCF power plant, just on the second floor. It's less intimidating now that you've seen the bottom, but it's still flippin' huge. So let's go ahead and claim the control point. And this one's just one of those save points, and now you can fast travel here. So now if I want to go to the lower level, I've got the control point down there that you can see, and I can just get down there at any time. And if I want to go to the upper level, I can go to this one, and I can bounce back and forth between the two of them, which makes life a lot easier. A lot of these sections end up like this, where you end up seeing the same area more than once, but from different perspectives, literally a different height or elevation, or just a different location. So I love that about this game, that you keep replaying the same areas. Does make it a little confusing the first time you play it through, though, because you're like, I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go. Like, I gotta run around this whole area vertically and then horizontally. Shit, I don't know where I'm going. Anyway, I'm gonna call that good for the day. I go ahead and let you go and just save my progress and probably play with some abilities and throw out some extra junk that I don't need in my inventory here, but you don't need to see that on camera. So, I hope this was fun. I hope you still enjoy me reading weird memos from dead doctors in a video game to you. If you're my mom, I love you. If you're not my mom, I love you too. And I hope you guys all have a great day.